Jets Nation, welcome back to another Jets Media live stream. Today is a great day to be a freaking New York Jets fan. He fires it over the middle, touchdown! Garrett Wilson! The New York Jets tie the football game! It's a toss to Breece Hall. Breece Hall cuts up the middle. Breece Hall's loose! Breece Hall's gone! Breece Hall is gone! He walks into the end zone! That's a Jets touchdown! Sauce Gardner's there for the game winner! That's New York Jets, new era Robert Saleh football right there. Breaking news, the New York Jets got him! Aaron Rodgers is officially a member of the New York Jets! The vibe amongst his fan base is just a really awesome thing to watch our fans have a reason to be excited. This Jets team is ready to take flight this year.
We're gonna show the world today what Jets football is about. Let's go. All we need is us. All we need.
I got high expectations for them, and you should too.
I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Let's go Jets. Jets.
Jets, Jets, let's go!
Yo, Jets fans, welcome back to another Jets Media live stream. Today, we are recapping what we saw last night in the Jets Hall of Fame game. Zach Wilson recap, Mekhi Becton, Izzy Abedakenda, Joe Tippmann, the rookies, Will McDonald, Trey Dean, Travis Dodd. And overall, everything I took away from this game last night from these New York Jets. Guys, if you're just tuning into the show, do your boy a solid favor. You know the drill by now. Smash that like button, baby. Let's get it going. As we're just starting this live show here at 1:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome to the show, folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Football is back last night, and it was a beautiful, beautiful sight to see. Wasn't it? How beautiful was it just to see the Jets? We didn't come out with the W. We didn't win the game, but that's all good. Just a preseason. Robert Saleh loses his first preseason game of his Jets career. All right, you get a pass, Saleh. But there's some good things that we took away from last night. There's some things that needs to be fixed because it was not perfect, that's for sure. But definitely excited to hear your guys' thoughts in the chat from what you saw from Zach Wilson, what you saw from the rookie class, what you saw from Mekhi Becton, what you saw from other guys that's going to be playing significant playing time this year like Bryce Huff, Jermaine Johnson, Michael Clemens, Jamie Sherwood, those guys on defense. So we're going to get all into that. So folks, welcome to the show. Let's get started. Let's start off with Zachary Wilson. Zach Wilson had an interesting night. Only played just a handful of series. He finished 3 for 5, 65 yards, 104.2 passer rating, but only threw the ball 5 times. But he had a dime. He had an absolute nuke down the left sideline, and we find out that Aaron Rodgers was the one to recommend to Hackett call a shot down the field. Zach needs to let one fly. And he let it fly, and it was one of the best throws I've seen Zach Wilson make within the pocket. Because if you go look at any of Zach Wilson's highlights from his rookie and sophomore year, which I know there are not a lot of highlights from Zach, they're all out of the pocket. They're all scrambling. And the thing that Zach Wilson needs to work on the most if he wants to be an NFL starting quarterback in this league is throws within the pocket. Throws within the pocket makes or break your NFL career. You can't be a quarterback to rely on out-of-the-pocket, off-platform throws. You got to be able to do the easy stuff before you can do the hard stuff. And that throw was beautiful. He steps back, steps into his throw, looks right, flips his hips, fires that thing, and that was perfect fundamentals. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign about Zach Wilson right there, that throw. Now, outside of that throw, nothing too really promising, right? His first throw of the day was a little 5-yard out route, and then he hit a little screen pass. Those are his other two completions. And then on 3rd and 2 on the first drive, he freaking slipped. Come on, Zach. You could pick up the first down with your legs on your birthday. You got to extend that drive. And then the other drive, after that 57-yard reception by Malik Taylor, I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's get some momentum. And then he airmails a throw on 3rd down. So, didn't really have the best night. Didn't have a bad night either. I think it's a night that we can really just see the progression. And what I wanted to see from Zach Wilson personally, I didn't want to see him light. I mean, oh yeah, I'd love to see him light it up for sure, but I wasn't expecting him to light it up. I just wanted to see, does he have the confidence? Because he needs to be able to look at himself and see a good quarterback. He needs to be able to understand that he is capable of being an NFL starting quarterback in this league. He needs to have confidence in himself before he could be a successful quarterback. And we saw him lose his confidence last year. Zach Wilson has swag, and we saw him lose that swag. I mean, what made him the 2nd overall pick? Because out of BYU, he was a swaggy, confident quarterback. And I want to see him gain that swag back. And I think that we saw that a little bit. So, positive signs for Zach Wilson on my end. Nothing too flashy, though. I mean, besides that one throw, that was a flashy play. Ain't gonna lie. Now, let's get into Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton only played 7 snaps, but he looked really good in those 7 snaps. That throw from Zach Wilson that we're talking about, go watch that throw and look at the left tackle, Mekhi Becton, giving him all the time in the world. Now, the pass protection for the offensive line was perfect last night. Run game of the offensive line was abysmal. Now, there were some individual offensive linemen that looked good in the run game, but collectively, not good in the run game for the offensive line. But Mekhi Becton dominated in his 7 snaps, but the storyline is that Mekhi Becton is still dealing with some issues with his knee. Now, it's not an injury. It's the same knee that had surgery last year, and it's, according to Robert Saleh, it's a, quote, confidence thing. It's a confidence issue with Mekhi Becton really understanding how to get confidence in that knee. He's still dealing with discomfort there, and the turf last night apparently wasn't good for his knee. I don't like the sound of that because we're going to be playing on fields with that type of turf all season long. So, Becton took himself out of the game because he didn't want to push himself. So, I like that he had self-awareness. He wasn't going to push through discomfort with his knee. The Jets got to be smart with him because there's no denying Mekhi Becton's talent. There's no denying that this man has what it takes to be a top-tier offensive tackle in the league. The only thing that's holding Mekhi Becton back is the injury. So let's hope that that knee can definitely hold up and we can get Mekhi Becton on the damn football field and playing all season long because this offensive line is that much better with a healthy Mekhi Becton. It's that simple. There's no breaking anything down besides that. All right? So we got to make sure Mekhi stays healthy. Now, let's get into the rookies. Starting off with the 1st-round pick, Will McDonald. Woo! Willie McDonald. How about Will McDonald? That spin move he had is showing us the type of talent that he has. Now, Will McDonald spoke to the media, and he said that he, in college, would watch Max Crosby highlights, watch his tape, and model his game. And he literally said, yeah, I took his spin move and made it my own and put my little twist on it. Oh, we saw the spin move, Will. We saw it. That spin move was lethal. It was a 3rd and short. He did a great spin move, get into the face of the quarterback, which forced an incompletion and forced a punt. It wasn't a sack, but it was a damn good move. And that wasn't the only play that stood out to me, but that was definitely the highlight for Will McDonald. Will McDonald has so much upside, it's ridiculous. We don't have a player like that on the defensive line. We don't. We have Jermaine Johnson, who's a powerful beast, who has speed, who can really set the edge for the run game and get to the quarterback. We have Bryce Huff, who's a speedster getting to the quarterback. We have the power of Michael Clemens. We have the elite talent of Quinnen Williams. But we don't have a long, bendy, freakishly athletic guy on this defense like a Will McDonald. So he looks good. His upside's through the roof. Now getting into the second round pick, Joe Tippmann. Joe Tippmann had a stellar night. Arguably the best rookie performance last night. Joe Tippmann, 21 passing snaps, 0 pressures. 0 pressures. That's great. He also was dominating in the run game. He was probably the best offensive lineman for this Jets team in the run game. I'm curious if PFF released their grades from last night. Let's go check that out. All right. So, here we go. I want to see the grades. All right, I got to find these grades. I got to sign in. I have PFF Plus. Hold on, folks. I want to get to PFF's grades real quick. Oh, man. I don't even know my password. I paid for this, and I don't even know how to sign in. All right. Can't get my PFF grades. But we'll get there eventually. So, Joe Tippmann, excellent night. Carter Warren gets in there in the third at that left tackle spot. He looked pretty good. Izzy Abanikanda, though. He gets in the end zone for a touchdown. You know, he got a lot of volume, a lot of carries. And that touchdown run that he had was definitely a good thing, baby. I love what I saw from him on that touchdown because he showed off his speed. He showed off the speed, baby. That's something that we all know that he brings to the table. I think that Will McDonald, Joe Tippmann, Carter Warren, Izzy Abanikanda, another rookie who really flashed in my eyes, Zaire Barnes. Now, Zaire Barnes looked really good, man. Zaire Barnes is a rookie that I'll admit it, he was probably my least favorite draft pick out of anybody during the draft, but he's really stepping up, man. He's stepping up, and we need depth at that position, man. He's the backup behind Jamie Sherwood, who we're going to get into as well. So, between the rookies, they all checked out. There wasn't really a struggle in the rookie class. So, that's awesome. I like what I saw from... Zach Kuntz had 1 catch, I believe. So, that's really it from the rookie class. Now, let's get into some other players. Jamie Sherwood. Jamie Sherwood played the Mike linebacker in replacement of CJ Mosley because obviously CJ's not going to be playing. So, Jamie Sherwood, there he is, number 44. He had a forced fumble, which you love to see. And Chaz Surratt. He unfortunately got an injury, but he looked good, man. He looked good as well. You know, the thing that I look forward to the most in the preseason are the guys that try to make the roster, but it's also good to see who's looking good in terms of who's actually be playing for this team, because Sherwood's going to be playing for this team. Bryce Huff is going to be playing, who had a sack. Clemens is going to be playing. Jermaine John, all these players are going to be playing. Right? So it's good to see them actually do their thing. Surratt definitely looked good. He had an interception. Another player who looked really good in the rookie class. Undrafted free agent, Trey Dean, who had 8 total tackles, and he was all over the place, making big hits. Boom, big hits, boom, big hits, boom. I love that. So, another player who stood out to me was definitely Trey Dean. I think that Trey Dean has a lot of upside for this team, bro. Telling you how I think, just telling you how I see it, man. So, that's really all the stuff that I saw. Now, getting into the negative. Let's get into the negative because there's always a negative. Some things that I noticed was that the pre-snap and the penalties was gross. Gross. I think the pre-snap penalties is something that the Jets have to make sure they get on the same page, man. Because that can't happen. That can't happen, man. I know it's just August 3rd and it's early in the preseason, but the penalties in general, roughing the passer, false start, holding, those things got to get cleaned up. Okay? Those things got to get cleaned up. Now, another positive, big time positive actually. That man, Greg the Leg, special teams, big time check. Greg Zuerlein, 3 for 3, 2 of them 54 yards plus. One of them was 44, hit all of his point afters. So Greg Zuerlein looked excellent. Thomas Morstead, the punter, was doing crazy punts. I don't know how long they were, but Thomas Morstead checked out. That's another good sign. The punt coverage was great. The kick return coverage was great. The punt returns was great. And the kick returns was great. Alex Erickson with a big-time return. Gibson with a big-time return. This was a excellent game from special teams. And I know some people are like, Richie, why are we talking about special teams in the preseason? It matters, bro. It matters. Special teams is an important piece. If this Jets team wants to be a contender, if they want to be a team that can win in all phases of the ball, you can't only be good on offense and defense. You got to be able to be good on special teams, and they showed that last night. That's a positive, for sure. Because the thing about the special teams is that's actually the starters. Greg Zuerlein's our kicker. Morstead's our punter. Now we didn't get to see a starting the return men, but Greg Zuerlein might be the most underappreciated player in my eyes. Like, I'm talking about me, the one player in this Jets team that I need to appreciate more. Not you guys, me. Because we have been in kicking purgatory ever since Nick Folk left, and then we got Myers, who was great that year, and then he left to go to Seattle, and then we had multiple seasons in a row with no kicker. We got one. Greg Zuerlein. Greg the Leg. I like that. I like that a lot. So he deserves some credit. He deserves some credit, man. Now, Jason Brownlee, the undrafted free agent, he had back-to-back catches, and then he had a crucial drop. Wasn't that crucial because they still got 3 points out of it at the end of the half. But definitely want to see more Jason Brownlee involved in the offense. And now let's talk about the quarterbacks, bro. The quarterbacks outside of Zach Wilson, man, I don't know. Tim Boyle, he looked good. He looked all right. Streveler, sorry, Chris Streveler fans. Sorry to all you guys in the chat who are big-time Streveler guys. Hold on, I need to blow my nose. Sorry. Keeping it real. All right. We're back. But Chris Streveler looked awful. Like, really bad. Only thing Chris Streveler can do is run. And he cannot throw. And I'm sorry to the Chris Streveler truthers, bro. I never bought in. I heard some people last year say, start Chris Streveler there. I don't know. I just never bought into that hype. The man is not a good quarterback. It's that simple. So Streveler had a chance to win the game for the Jets. The Jets defense got to stop, and he had a chance to go win it, and he lost it. So, sorry, Streveler. But let's talk about Tim Boyle real quick. Tim Boyle actually looked decent to me. I think Tim Boyle is a perfect third-string quarterback for this team because what he shows me is that he's that veteran that has that high IQ, that has the ability to just know where the ball needs to go. Now, he does not have great talent. He doesn't have athleticism. He kind of reminds me of a Mike White in terms of a quarterback that can just play the system, throw the football where it needs to be. Good timing, good anticipation, good accuracy in the intermediate throws. He's not going to stretch the field and throw bombs. He's not going to drop dimes. But Tim Boyle's someone that can just operate an offense. That's what it feels like, at least in that my impressions of him in his Jets debut last night. So that's really the quarterbacks. The run game, Travis Dye did not impress me at all. Izzy did. Travis Dye did not. I mean, you can argue that it was more the offensive line that stunk it up, but run game in general, total disappointment. The Cleveland Browns run game was bullying the Jets all game long, and that's what the Browns are known for. That's their bread and butter. They're known for just grounding and pounding the rock, running the football down your throat. Their scheme is undeniably elite at running the ball. So that's something that the Jets defense also need to improve on, because all the Browns did offensively was run the ball and throw screen passes. Now, we know with this Jets 4-3 base that we're a defense that our kryptonite is what we all know it is, screen passes. So they're going to throw screen passes. They're going to do all those things. So the Jets got to be able to be prepared for those things. So that's something to keep in mind. I liked what I saw from other players. Cherilus, the undrafted free agent linebacker, I think that's how you say his name. He was everywhere. Marquise Waters, right? There's some guys that are fighting for their roster spots. Malik Taylor with that big catch. So there was undrafted free agents that definitely have some upside and definitely flashed. But the Jets couldn't come away with the W, which is unfortunate, right? We want to get the W, but we didn't get it. We didn't get the dub. It's all good, though. Chaz Surratt, I know that he got nicked up with an injury, but that interception was pretty darn impressive, man. I'll take that from Chaz. What about Barnes? Yes, Zaire Barnes impressed me as well. Number 53, 6th-round pick. I really liked what I saw from Barnes. Now, the Jets' depth at linebacker is suspect, but if Barnes can be the guy that can step in and make some plays, so be it. Chaz Surratt made some plays. So those are the two backup linebackers. It's going to be C.J. Mosley, Quincy Williams, and Jamie Sherwood as the three guys with Surratt and Barnes behind him. Will McDonald's average get-off on his pass rush tonight has been 0.91 seconds. Jermaine's 0.79. Bryce Huff 0.68. Wow. The get-off. Green Bean's in the chat. Everybody's now ready to hop on my boy Sherwood's bandwagon. We're ready, Green Bean. I'm ready for the Sherwood bandwagon. Hey, Green Bean, I was right there with you. I wasn't really someone that was screaming to re-sign Quan Alexander. Nothing against Quan, but I really like Jamie Sherwood a lot. I thought this was Jamie Sherwood's time. The Jets drafted him with the idea of him starting in year 3, and now here we are. We're in year number 3. The Jets and Robert Saleh, they pride themselves of the development. Robert Saleh is a linebacker coach at heart. You know that Jamie Sherwood is a player that they really wanted to develop. This is Sherwood's time. So, I wanted Quan Alexander just from the sake because he was good last year, but I also wanted Jamie Sherwood to get his chance. So, now's his time for Jamie Sherwood to get his chance, and this is how it is. This is how it is. Totally, Richie. I was fine with signing him, but wanted Sherwood to get his shot. Earned it, and he's a stud. Exactly. Like, I was fine with Quan. Like, I wanted to re-sign Quan. No, don't get me wrong. But I wasn't upset when we missed out on him. I didn't even make a video, by the way. When Quan got signed, I didn't even make a video because I personally didn't care that much. Now, if we signed him, it would have been a bigger deal. But him signing with the Steelers isn't that big of a deal to me. Now, again, I wanted Quan, but I also don't think it was a big deal if we missed out on him. Because I personally think Jamie Sherwood could be that beast. You need to build your own linebacker pipeline, and that's what the Jets are trying to do. Why did Bam Knight not play? Because Michael Carter and Bam Knight are the two starters. So, Michael Carter, Bam Knight, the two starters. That's why they didn't play. Quan is way better than Sherwood. Well, the Jets want Sherwood to be their long-term guy. Quan's not a long-term answer. So we'll see. So what players really stood out to you folks in the chat the most? Was it the Will McDonald spin move? Joe Tippmann being a beast up front in that center position? Zach Wilson's 57-yard dime? Who was it? Who stood out to you guys the most? Is Brees good to go for week 1? As of right now, he is. I mean, he's trending to start practicing in a week or 2. So the Jets and Brees Hall are easing him back. What could we get for Bryce Hall? I personally don't want to trade Bryce Hall just because, like, our depth at corner is thin. Now, if we trade Bryce Hall, who's the backups at corner? We got Eccles. Who else? Right? There's no denying that, yeah, Bryce Hall's not the best corner in the world, and we don't want him playing, but we also need to be able to have depth. Wakanda forever. Abanikenda is his name. Guidry looks solid. Yeah, Guidry did look solid. Now, Guidry is a player I'm so happy that got brought back. I loved Guidry as a slot corner, an undrafted free agent, one of Joe Douglas's gems. Was he the same? Was he 2020? Or was he a year prior? Was he the same draft class as Huff, if I'm not mistaken? But, yeah, I like Guidry as the backup slot behind Carter II for sure. Thomas Morstead, yes, he deserves some love. Bam and Carter are the starters for now. Yes, they are. I don't know why the Jets are pursuing Cook anyway, just chasing big names. Would be better off trading for a receiver, O-line if possible. I disagree. I think the Jets would be better off getting another running back than another wide receiver. Did you see that run game last night? It was terrible. And I know we didn't have Carter. I know we did not have Bam. And I know we did not have Brees. But I look at the wide receiver room and I look at the running back room. The wide receiver room is better than the running back room in my eyes, personally. That's just me. We would only get a 5th for Hall. I honestly don't think we can even get a 5th. Probably be less, 6th or a 7th. I liked Tim Boyle. Me too. He reminds me of another version of Mike White, low-key. Tip played all the snaps. So, yes, Joe Tippmann, the rookie center, played all snaps at center. Looked really good in the run game and had 21 pass snaps. Did not give up one pressure. That's great. How did Brownlee cost us the game? They blew a damn... I mean, it's preseason, so I'm not going to blame the refs. But was that Brownlee that ball was thrown up and he got literally dragged down? Is that what you're referring to? Did you see the news from football that talks between Jets and Cook could get more aggressive after the Hall of Fame? Yes, I did. That drop he had. So, Jets Forever, this is where I just know you're either just don't lack knowledge or you just have an agenda. Because guess what, Jets Forever? That drop he had, do you know what time of the game that was? So, let me break this down for Jets Forever. Sorry I have to do this to you, man. So, the Jets, before halftime, had a great return from Gibson to give the Jets an opportunity to get 3 before half. Tim Boyle completes a pass to someone, I forgot who it was, and then he fires it to Brownlee to try to get an extra couple yards to help out Greg Zuerlein. Brownlee drops the pass. Ah, man, he dropped it. Bad drop from the rookie. You can't let that happen. But what happens after that play? Greg Zuerlein comes onto the field and kicks the field goal and gets 3 points. So they would have got 3 points if Brownlee caught the ball or if we dropped the ball. So therefore, the drop he had no impact on winning or losing the game. The Jets got 3 points regardless. So nice try. What did Brownlee do? Nothing. Jason Brownlee had 2 catches and then he had a drop. How do y'all feel about Wilson's development thus far? He's talking about later sideline drop. That's the sideline drop. It's the only drop he had. Is this drop on the sideline was right before the half. And when he dropped that ball, that was before the half, and Greg Zuerlein still kicked the field goal and made it. He didn't cost the game. Do you want to go rewatch it and check it out? That drop happened at the end of the second quarter, And if he caught the ball, it would have gave Greg Zuerlein an easier field goal. But he dropped it, so it made Greg Zuerlein's job a little harder. But Greg Zuerlein still made the field goal regardless, a 55-yarder. So if Zuerlein missed the field goal, maybe you have a point here, but you don't. And yeah, I'm not defending the drop, by the way. He has to catch that ball. Hit him in the chest. You got to catch it with your hands, not your chest. But the fact that Brownlee cost the game, that's just not true. It's just not true at all. But a Bills fan asked us about Zach Wilson's progression. So the thing that I liked about Zach Wilson last night is he definitely showed some poise and some confidence. And that's kind of what I was looking forward to. Seeing the ability of Zach Wilson to galvanize an offense, go into the huddle, and just look like a quarterback that can make the throws from within the pocket. And Zach Wilson did that. Aaron Rodgers dials up a bomb down the left sideline for him, and he does it. I love that. So Zach Wilson didn't, blow it up. He didn't impress the world. He also didn't underwhelm the world. I think that it was just an all right game. We barely got to see a lot. It's really hard to evaluate a quarterback in 3 drives, folks. It really is. He slipped on 1 3rd and 2 to get a 3-and-out. It's hard to evaluate. I'm excited to see what he can do next week. Zach still looks like a deer in the headlights. Now, I don't agree with this. Now, I'm not saying that Zach looked like he was on top of his game, but he was scanning the field. There was a play where he was scanning the field, didn't like what he liked, did not like what he saw, so scrambled out to the left. That throw to the left sideline definitely showed some confidence. So we'll see. Football every week from now until February. Let's go. Zach was more confident after the long pass. Yep. So what are your thoughts on Taylor? He ran straight down the line, made the grab. Is he in contention? I really like Malik Taylor. Malik Taylor seems to be a player that this Jets team really likes. He's running with the ones that practice a lot. He's a veteran. He's been on the Packers with Aaron Rodgers. He knows the system. So I like him. He's definitely competing. If there was another wide receiver to compete for Brownlee for that wide receiver 6 spot, it's probably Malik Taylor. But I still think Brownlee's going to get it. Zach didn't make any reads on that long pass. He backed up and chucked it. He backed up, looked to the right to look off the safety. That's a single high safety. He looked off the safety to the right, flipped his hips, and fired a dime down the left sideline. So did PFF have the grades? I got to sign into my account. I'm having some difficulties figuring out. Let me check again. I don't see the grades. Yeah, I'm looking for the grades. I don't see them. Anybody see the PFF grades? Well, I got the box score, but that's it. McDonald's spin move was so smooth. Yes, George, it was. Glenn, you're trolling. Look at this troll job from Glenn. Maybe Wilson should remain the starter over Aaron. What happened to developing your players? Good troll job, Glenn. You're becoming a natural at being a troll. Zach's long pass was good leg work. Exactly. Clemens was bullying the offensive line last night. Yes, he was. Folks, make sure you guys hit that like button on your way in. We appreciate you all tuning in. Let's go. We really do appreciate all you guys tuning in. Let's get it. Zach's footwork looked clean. Yes, if there was one positive to Zach, I like his footwork, and that's a big positive, bro. This is my last day here, Richie. I'm joining TD. Well, support it. Appreciate it. Hit that like button. It's free of charge. Yes, sir. Go grab Kareem Hunt before it's too late. No, go get Dalvin if we can. That's probably the longest throw of the year for y'all with old head at quarterback. Yeah, sure. Old head at quarterback. Like he's not one of the greatest deep throwers of the football we've ever seen. But, oh, he's 39, so I guess he can't throw far. The coolest thing was when McDonald came in, they were talking him up on air. He was face mask to face mask 20 seconds later with quarterback. Facts. He was. Strevler was a pain to watch. I just turned the TV off after his... Yeah, Strevler was terrible. He was so bad. I'm sorry, Chris Strevler. Yo, Richie, how about that McDonald's spin move? It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. Opinion on DeJuan Jones. Do you think we should have drafted him? I don't know. Let's see what Carter Warren's got. Carter Warren looked pretty good yesterday. Can't understand why Finns fans talk when they have egghead. Strev has to go. He is going. He's not doing anything. It's all good. Folks, if you're just tuning in, do your boy a solid favor by hitting that like button. How many likes do we got right now? 69 likes. The amount of times I check how many likes we have and it says 69 is kind of concerning. Nice. Guys, let's get to 100 likes right now. We got 200 people in here. We can do better than that. We got to find a way to keep Huff. He ain't going nowhere, man. The Jets are keeping 10 defensive linemen. And Bryce Huff is a big part of it. For sure. Strevler isn't good. Let's cut him. Yeah, he's gonna be cut, guys. We're gonna have 3 quarterbacks: Rodgers, Wilson, Boyle. Kuntz, great on blocking. Maybe you said that already. Yeah, Kuntz definitely had some flashes. He had a good reception in the flat, and he had a couple blocking reps. Finns haven't won a playoff game since Miami Vice was a thing. Oh, here we go. The Jets versus the Dolphins in the chat begins. Practice squad Strev. That's it. Kuntz had his flashes. Yes, he did. I was so pumped for Strevler, then so disappointed. He was terrible. Looks like we will only be 3 quarterbacks on the chart. No doubt. I mean, I knew going into this whole training camp, Strevler's not making the team. I don't know about you guys. Strevler was like never anything in my eyes. There goes the battery. I gotta get new batteries, man. These die way too quick. Ugh. Hold on one sec. Hey, all right. Richie, let's make beats for you. Big fan here. TG Beats. I appreciate you, man. I love to have some beats. The first ever super chat from TG Beats. Let's all celebrate it. Thank you, TG. I'm down for some beats, bro. Send them my way. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. Blackout. Someone fire that intern. Yeah, really. Why don't you get a plug-in camera? because I have a Sony DSLR camera that's really nice, and I use a cam link for it, and it's really good. I got to find a way to just plug it into the wall. I genuinely believe Ruckert and Kuntz can be our next Ertz and Goddard tight end going forward. That'll be ideal. That'll be pretty darn cool, man. Right? That would be pretty sick. Now, I'm not going to... I think Jeremy Ruckert has breakout potential, but the Jets got to give him a chance to play this year. I don't know if they're going to do that, but I think they will because of CJ Uzomah and Conklin. Folks, as you guys know, we do have a proud sponsor of Jets Media, and they are Manta Sleep, baby. If you guys want to get 10% off of this beautiful sleep mask, use promo code JETS for 10% off. This has been an absolute game changer. You guys know them by now. I put this on every night for sleep. You guys saw Aaron Rodgers in the darkness last night. Well, this turns out the light. I got a giant, huge ring light in my face, and it's 100% blackout right now. I cannot see a damn thing, and it's really comfortable on the eyes. If you guys are trying to get better sleep, you like to take naps during the midday when you're off from work, and there's light coming through the windows, and you can't fall asleep because there's so much bright lights everywhere, this is your go-to mask. I promise you guys, you will not be disappointed with this product. If you guys use my promo code JETS by clicking the link at the top of the chat right now, you will get 10% off using my code with your Manta Sleep Mask. This one is the Pro Sleep Mask. If you're wondering which one I have, they have other different options. A silk mask, glow-in-the-dark mask, even a sound mask if you want to listen to some music in the sleep mask. So make sure you guys use promo code JETS to get 10% off your sleep mask today. We appreciate Manta Sleep, as always, for sponsoring this show. Matthew. Wow, I'm like having to adjust to the bright lights. That was blacked out. Cook used the Jets to get to the better team like T. Hill, and that team is the Finns. There's no evidence of this. This is just you assuming that, Matthew, so we'll find out. We will find out. And the Jets are interested in Dalvin Cook. They want him to come into the facility to check him out. There's nothing deeper than that. He's not using the Jets. But, yeah, you can believe that. Even if he signs with the Dolphins, like, I'm not going to be crying over it. I'm not going to be crying. Thanks for the $5, though, Matthew. So we thinking Dalvin Cook will be signed by Monday or Tuesday? I think he has to sign at least by next week, bro. Because he needs to get into training camp for whatever team he signs with, whether it's with the Jets or not. Cook didn't use the Jets for anything. He waited on them to return from Canton to likely sign. Otherwise, he would have visited the other teams already. The Jets were using Cook to motivate the running backs. Ooh, look at this switch up. The Jets were like, we're going to bring Cook in for a visit so we can light a fire underneath our running backs. Rodgers looked natural in coaching role. After 2 Super Bowls runs, he retires and joins the coaching staff. Did you guys see that Rodgers just bought like a $10 million mansion in Jersey? I don't know, but usually people that buy those types of properties are the ones that sees themselves staying here long term. Just saying. Just saying. Since we all throwing BS out there, Hennessy, we appreciate you throwing in the BS with all the other BS. Let's get it going, folks. Richie, the Pats are trash. Yes, they are. I can agree with that statement. Cook was overrated for 1,400 yards last year. I mean, Cook has four Pro Bowls in a row and 4 1,000-yard seasons, and we're calling him overrated. We're not even going to use him as a running back 1. Like, come on. Oh, it's whatever, man. If we get him, we get him. We'll see. Our defense was giving quarterback tons of time to throw the ball. I don't know. There was some pressure, but the defense wasn't perfect. It's hard to evaluate preseason when we don't see our starters, that's for sure. Brees, lightning. I cannot wait to see Brees back out there, man. I miss him so much. When we beat the Patriots, it won't feel real. It's going to feel like a dream, and it's going to be on Jets Media Day, folks. Get your tickets for that game now. Let's get it rocking. So, guys, we're going to wrap up the show here. I wanted to go live to give you my Hall of Fame recap. I will be in attendance for training camp tomorrow, and I'll be in attendance for training camp Sunday. I happen to have some tickets available for this weekend's training camp, so if you do want to come through to Jets training camp over the weekend, I have an extra couple tickets left. So shoot me an email or DM me, whatever you want. I appreciate you guys big time. Peace and love as always. Let's go Jets. I cannot wait to be back at training camp over the weekend. And don't forget, I'm going to be at Carolina next week for the Jets-Panthers joint scrimmage, giving you guys my coverage from Jets Media with my own freaking eyes. That's going to be freaking awesome. Cannot wait for that. Thank you all for staying tuned with Jets Media. Hit that like button if you did not already. I'm out of here, folks. Let's go Jets. Peace out.